Yo, 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 welcome back to the live stream. It's your boy Tokyo Stoner. Today I'm going to be showcasing the main build I've been using for my Ghost of Tsushima playthrough. Call it the Shin Kami Onimusha Musashi. Anyway, let's get straight into it. So, Sakai Katana, you don't need it at max level to be honest, because the build is so OP. So I've got it at level 6. I was happy from level 5, but I mean take it to max level if you want. It's not hard to do that, you just need to get the extra gold. Sakai Tonto, I took it up to level 3. I think that's very important for the build. You need it for the quick assassinations and for the chains and stuff like that. You're going to see as I'm explaining the build how it works. But yeah, Sakai Tonto level 3 is ultra clutch. These are the two main builds. I'm not using any majors, just these. So you got Charm of Inari's Might and you've got Charm of Silence. Main reason I'm using these are basically ultra OP. So you get them through farming the Inari shrines. If you don't know about that, that's in collections. These things, Inari shrines. As you farm these, you unlock new charm slots. And once you've maxed out your charm slots, you then unlock these two rare charms. Inari's Might and Silence, right? And the more shrines that you find, the stronger they become. So you see here, increase health and melee damage by a massive amount, right? And this one here, reduces enemy detection speed by 15% and increases resolve gains by a massive amount. When you find them, I think they're both minor amounts, and you have to farm all the shrines to get them to become massive, right? So these two are great, super OP charms to have. Charm of Inari's Might especially is ultra important to this build. It synergizes with the entire work. Everything we've done here synergizes with Inari's Might. Charm of Silence is pretty good. We won't be using the enemy detection much with this build because it's not a stealth build, but the resolve gains do help out a lot. I mean, they basically turn one standoff into, I think, sort of like 4 or 5 resolve. You get tons of resolve. So Charm of Silence and Inari's Might maxed out. These are very clutch to the build. I doubled up on Charm of Ferocity. That's a moderate increase to melee damage twice. So our melee damage is stacked even higher. And then I've got Charm of Bludgeoning twice again. So that Charm of Bludgeoning does a moderate increase to stagger damage. So just to recap what we've got here, you got massive increase to health and melee damage, 2 moderate increases to melee damage, 2 moderate increases to stagger damage, and then a massive increase to resolve. So your melee damage is through the roof, your stagger damage is quite high, and your resolve gains are greatly boosted, right? So this is an insane just damage focus setup. Oh, before I move on, the Charm of Ferocity, if you don't have it yet, you can find one. This is according to Power Picks, right? The side tail, the Traitor. So that's Misako tail 4 of 9. The next, the Family Man, right? That's Misako tail 6 of 9. And another side tail called A Thief of Innocence. So you get Charm of Ferocity from these side tails. The Traitor, the Family Man, and A Thief of Innocence. If you want the Charm of Bludgeoning, you don't know where it is yet. You can get them from the side tail, the Thief, which is Misako 7 of 9. You can get one from the River Children, and you can get one from the Laughing Bandits. Okay, so that's Charm of Bludgeoning. You need to go to the Thief. That's Misako 7 of 9, the River Children, or the Laughing Bandits. All right, cool. If you don't know how to find those, just in Journey, Tales of Tsushima. Keep going till you find the one you're looking for. Obviously, I've already cleared all of these, but they'll be in here somewhere. Look, A Thief of Innocence, for example, the Family Man. Just track them and complete those missions to unlock these charms so that you can get the same setup. For the outfit, obviously your helmet and your mask is whatever you like. You want it level 2, definitely. Sakai armor, you've got there. Major increase to melee damage. That synergizes with our charms. As you already saw, we're stacking melee damage through the roof. Massive increase to health. That's to give you a bit more sustain, make you a little more tanky. And also, again, synergizes with Inari's Might. Right, so our armor and our charm are basically the same. This is health and melee damage by massive amount. This is health and melee damage by major and massive amounts. So that's excellent. The increased standoff streak by 2, right? You get that when you take it to the maximum level. So that's ultra important to the build, and I'm going to break down now just how important getting the standoff streak to maximum is. Right, so when we're looking at the skill points, you've got standoff level, this is what you get from the beginning. Then you've got standoff streak improve, so like a level 1, and then you got this, a level 2 or 3. So once you've got it all the way maxed out, if you do the standoff successfully, it will chain, and you'll be able to take out 3 enemies from 1 standoff. Yeah, with your armor stacked with the +2, that's going to give you 5 enemies for every standoff. So that's 5 kills in one as soon as the engagement begins. If you have your smoke bomb set up with the blinding dust, you can then go drop straight into your assassination chain. Yeah, so this is ultra clutch, having your standoff streak all the way up, your assassination chain all the way up, and having level 2 smoke bombs. And the way that every encounter is going to start, if it goes to plan, is you're going to do standoff streak, take out 5 enemies. If there's remaining enemies, you immediately drop the smoke bomb, level 2, and then you're going to do an assassination chain, and that's going to take out 3 more enemies. So that's 8 enemies gone as soon as the encounter begins, right? That's super OP. Most of the time, enemy groups are not even that big, and I don't make it to all the way through the chain. And it's really good for large camps and things like that, or if you're ever really outnumbered or swarmed or ganked. These are great strats. All right, so now that I've broken down how the standoff and the assassination works, I think we'll go concentration. You want this just so you can slow down time. You can upgrade it if you want, but level 1 is enough. Yep, the chain. You want far hearing and you want stealth hearing. Main reason why you want the far hearing is because when you're lower level, you're going to use this to help you farm up your stances faster, so you can observe Mongol leaders and things like that. Why you want the stealth hearing is because even though this is a melee build, there may be times where you just want to sneak up on 1 or 2 guys in a situation. Stealth hearing just makes it much easier to move around. Kunai is ultra clutch, especially for a melee build like this to get you out of sticky situations. I recommend going for Hidden Blade. I don't think you need the serrated blades. You can go for it if you want, but Hidden Blade is ultra important. I don't use black powder. Smoke bomb, like I said, level 2. Like, I really think level 2 is very important for this. You don't need the healing incense. That's optional. Sticky bomb. I recommend upgrading this skill tree as soon as you get access to it, or as soon as you have 3 points for it. So the second one makes it so that the bomb never doesn't do any damage to you, doesn't have any bad effects. And the third one makes it AoE. You're going to see here it takes out the whole mob. Now, sticky bombs are excellent. They do what they say on the tin. They stick to the enemy. They blow them up. Super OP. Wind chime is pretty cool. I prefer firecracker for drawing a whole bunch of enemies to one spot, but definitely worth having on the build. I think basically the meat and potatoes of this build are these, your stances. You want all of your stances maxed out. Main reason why it's a melee focus, and your stances are your direct access, to melee. This is how you interact with your melee techniques and how you make your character's abilities more advanced. So you want all of these maxed out. If you're struggling for skill points, aim to get everything to level 2, just so that you get the increased stagger damage buff against everybody. I think if you're struggling, you don't know what to take to level 4, I think water to level 4 is a must, because you get this amazing combo, Surging Strikes. This destroys shields and shield wielders, bosses, everything. Downpour makes it so that every attack in the combo does more damage than the previous one. Stone Stance level 4 is great because you get the high speed on the striking attack. For the spear build, I think level 3 is the most important skill. It makes it so that you automatically parry any spear attack. So as long as you're in a triangle, as in a spear specific attack, you'll parry if you're being attacked at the same time. So that's OP. And with Moon, I think this spinning attack tornado is pretty fun, pretty clutch, and it does a ton of stagger damage. So yeah, stances are very important. Water stance especially. Stone stance too, to help with the jewels. I guess really something I'll say before I move on. Shield stance, the reason why it's so clutch is because it helps you out with Mongols and Mongol bosses. Stone stance is very important because it helps you out with all the jewel, the samurai jewels in the game. All right, samurai skill tree. You want every mythic art. I mean, that goes without saying. The most important one is Dance of Wrath, right? I should explain to you as well. The first skill point, first thing I ever bought was Wind of Resolve. Reason I did that was to find the bamboo strikes and increase my resolve. Having resolve is very important to this build. 6 is the minimum that I would run this build with. If I didn't have 6 resolve, I can say that the build is not even ready to run. You need 6 at least. Ideally, you want sort of 8. 9 is my favorite. If you want to push for 10, push for 10. But I like the number 9. So yeah, Dance of Wrath. If you've got at least sort of like 7 or 8 resolve, you should be able to use this in basically every encounter, maybe twice, right? It's basically like a one-shot attack, very similar to a one-shot attack. Only very tanky enemies will survive it. It's unblockable. You can use it against samurais in duels. You can use it against Koten Khan. It's an incredibly powerful technique. I recommend you want high amounts of resolve and make sure you get this. The Way of the Flame. This is insane as well. I mean, it's more fun than anything, but basically make sure basic attacks unblockable for a short period of time. Yeah, I recommend Dance of the Wrath, Way of Flame. Explosive Arrows also very clutch. It's very powerful and it's fun, and I consider it part of the build. So make sure you get this. And Heavenly Strike. Heavenly Strike is the one I use probably the least, but still is a very good move, very great to have, and you get it early on. So on your playthrough, you want it. If you don't know how to get those missions, they are in Mythic Tales. So the exploding arrows come from the Curse of Uchisuni. Heavenly Strike comes from the Heavenly Strike, if you would imagine it. The Undying Flame, that's where you get Way of the Flame, the Fire Sword technique. The Dance of Wrath comes from the spirit of Yarikawa's vengeance. Cool. Yeah, that's all you need to know. So yeah, the Mythic Tales, you find them on the map. I mean, mine are all gone because I've beaten it. But they'll be on the map. They'll show up as you're playing. Like Heavenly Strike's around here. Tengu's around here. I'm sure there's location guides online. But it's like, as you're playing the game, you'll see these blue quest markers. These blue diamonds. Instead of white or gold, they're going to be blue. Every time there's a blue mission, that means you're going to unlock something powerful. So they're worth checking out. Alright, so that's all the mythic techniques. For exploration, I think that Wind of Resolve and Wind of Health are super clutch. I mean, Vanity and Charms, meh. But Resolve and Health are very clutch to this build. You want maximum health, you want maximum Resolve. And like I said, when you're in the end game and you're looking for those charms, you want the Wind of Inari. I guess something I should say is, if you don't have these charms, because they are end game charms, decent replacements would be Mizuno Kami, and then the Charm of Inari. Because if you don't have those charms, you're probably struggling for equipment and stuff. So Charm of Inari helps you farm up. Mizuno Kami gives you easier parries. If you weren't going to use Inari because you were already farmed up, I would probably use the Hachiman one. I think this one's pretty good. You get Charm of Shinsen Shuto. Is that how you say it? Staggering enemies prevents interrupted melee attacks for 6 seconds. And this one, staggered enemies have 30% chance to be knocked down. I think those two are great. And this is the one I'd really be rolling with. Charm of Amaterasu. So yeah, perfect parries and killing enemies. So if you don't have the ones that I'm using, I would recommend using these two. Or anything else that suits your play style. There we go. Let's throw them back. Charm of Inari. Oh, while we're here, another excellent charm is Charm of Advantage. Sometimes I use this. Ghost weapons deal 20% more damage. I mean, typically I just use that on my stealth build these days, but it's there for you just in case. Alright, sick. So exploration's all done up. As far as these skills, I think deflection's pretty important. You want unyielding sword parry, deflect arrows, and unyielding spear parry. Those are ultra important, right? You need those. Terrifying parry is more fun. And on the left side here, healing parry and resolve parry, they're optional, not necessary. But I think that this unyielding spear parry and unyielding sword parry, I think they're necessary. Alright, tight. Sprint strike. Banging. One of my favorite moves in the game. Great in duels. Great against archers, great against enemies. It's ultra tight. Breaks through guard a lot of the time. Gives you a bit of free damage through the stagger bar. So, sprint strike. Delayed strike's good. I haven't used it that much, but it is good. But I think perfect dodge is pretty tight. You hear me? I use the roll more than the dodge, but yeah, sprint strike. So just to recap the abilities, the most important abilities for this build are standoff streak maximized, concentration level 1, assassination chain maximized, far hearing, stealth hearing, sticky bomb maximized, firecracker, level 2 smoke bomb, and level 2 kunai. Those are ultra clutch. Fully maxed out stance tree. You need the stance tree fully maxed out, at least to level 2. And I would say with stone stance and water stance, they do both have to go to level 4. I mean, if you were trying to conserve points, you could go level 4, level 4, level 3, level 2. But I recommend having them all maxed out. Samurai skill tree, again, sword parry and spear parry. And again up here, sprint strike, perfect dodge. On exploration, you want health, resolve, and Inari. And over here, you need everything unlocked. This is a full damage focus, melee. You got the resolve, again, melee, stagger. Armor, Sakai with the melee, health, and the standoff streak increase. So yeah, tight. I hope you found that guide useful. Like I said, this is my Shin Kami Onimusha Musashi build. This is the one I've been rolling with since I started playing the game. It's super OP when you're in the open world. Anywhere you're going, this is great. Only time you're not going to be able to use this armor is when you're in a forced stealth section. So anytime you have to do stealth, you won't be able to use this. I'll have a stealth guide going up later on today. So yeah, like I said, I hope you found that useful. If you did, try consider dropping a like, comment, follow, sub, anything good like that. I presume you're watching this on YouTube, so consider checking out my Twitch channel. It's called Tokyo Stoner. I got another YouTube channel called Light Codes Music, where I upload all my music because I make beats and stuff like that in the background. Check out the description, links to my Spotify, Apple Music, all of that. Stay lit, keep playing the game. If you got any builds or ideas or things that you think could tweak off of this, because this is intended as a template. I mean, you can mirror it if you want, but I guess the intention is for you to use it as a template for you to experiment and put your own kind of stuff on top of it. I'd love to see what you guys come up with. Drop some comments, let me know how you guys are running, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Nothing but money on my mind. She says she love me, love is blind. She ride it up and down and then rewind. When we fuck, it gets better every time. I got 2 bad bitches by my side. I tell my ops don't even try. Anytime I lift, I let it fly. Come down and put 2 spirits in the sky. Hit your block and put some spirits on the floor. Niggas know I got a lot, but I need more. Nowadays, all my guap is kept offshore. Stash box, I got a couple keys of raw. Whoa, the weed is Arabian, burning it down like a Sabian. I'm coming down to the stadium, rolling with angels and aliens. There's only real ones in my radius. Everyone here know my alias. I'm coming down to the stadiums, rolling with angels and aliens. She take it straight to the face, laughing all of the way to the bank. Pardon, I take it straight to the face. Pull up and parking, jump out the spaceship, step over your carcass. When you look around, you see killers and carnage. My niggas is Martians, yeah, we live and die by the stardom. Even when we're in the darkness, you know we stay lit regardless. All of your bitches, they love me. All of your hatred is harmless. Only the gods can judge me, yeah. Even when we're in the darkness, you know we stay lit regardless. All of your bitches, they love me. All of your hating is harmless.